Hello, toy friends. Welcome back. I'm Will. This is the 1A team. And I have some really terrible news to start the show with, guys. Unfortunately, my vacation is over and it's back to reality. But before I get back to work, I do have this moment of fun. So, without further ado, let's get into the news. I know we've been gone for a while. Um, Well, we got a great show for you today. We got some great guests, but before I bring them on, let's introduce my co-host, Mr. Jim Largo.
Hey,
Welcome.
back to life, back to reality.
Yeah, it's horrible, but
I
I'm
know.
glad to be
Sorry.
back.
Well,
So, Jim, what do you got going on?
man, it's busier around here than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rockers. We're doing all kinds of stuff.
Well,
Got some folks here saying howdy. Toy
oh,
Domination says he's going to try to catch this one live. I believe I saw him further down in the chat here.
well,
We
that'd
got,
be great. I'd love to have him
yeah,
on here.
we got some
So,
Bjorn.
should we
Got
say
Scott.
hi to the? Oh yeah, let's say hi to the chat, and then
That's
we'll
that.
introduce
Yeah,
our awesome
we'll run through real
guests.
quick. Ian is
Ian's,
here, having
what a
himself a
guy.
cup of tea. Joe and Tell.
And that,
There,
for just
there he is.
just so you
There's
know,
Dom.
Joe and Tell is Mr. Joe Ricondo, most excellent toy friend,
Oh,
and I
okay.
will put a link to his new YouTube channel in the
Nice.
description below, and maybe we'll drop that in chat as well. So welcome to YouTube, Joe. Glad to have you. And hi, Dom,
Bill's here.
and hi, Bill.
And Ed Hellman. Nice to see you.
Ed, how's it going? All right.
Let's
Well,
see. Think that's got us caught up.
well, that's good because there's a couple people missing from chat, and I think it's because they're in the waiting room. So
Oh,
without further
one more I
ado,
missed. Sorry. Dish and
oh,
Laughs is here.
Dish and Laughs, how are you? So let's run this stellar intro that Mr. Jim Largo came up with. Most excellent intro, and of course, for our most excellent guests. So, without further ado, let's bring them on. We've got Mr. Betaraybob. Welcome back to the
Hello.
channel. It's been too long since we've had you on here.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
And appearing for the very first time ever, no, I don't know, is Mr. Outer Multiverse, otherwise known as Brian. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
So nice
Good,
to have
good.
you on, man.
Thank you for having me on.
That's good. So, what do you guys have going on other than Eagle Force?
Yeah, Eagle Force. A lot of
Yeah,
Eagle
it's been,
Force.
just put out a short yesterday about the right commando.
Very
Some
cool.
Nice,
various
nice.
variations
Yeah.
of that.
And both Brian and Bob have wonderful Instagram accounts with beautiful
Thank you.
toy
Oh,
photography.
thank you. Yeah.
But Brian, you just launched a YouTube channel, right? So you've got that going on. And
Just
Bob.
started.
Yep.
Yes.
So, guys, there are links in the description below to both of their Instagram channels and their YouTube channels. Please go take a look, man, because you will be blown away. It's awesome stuff.
We are looking forward to getting us an edumacation about Eagle Force.
Yes,
All
but
right.
before you do that, I've got some vacation slides. No, well, we also have the 118 news. So let's get into it, guys. We've got the 118 toy news.
Woo-hoo.
118 scale toy news. Guys, while I was gone, some of you may have seen this, but we're going to run through it real quick anyway. But CHAP May, Acidverse Beta, they've revealed some new products, so we're just going to take a quick look at those. We've got that CHAP May Soldier Force gift sets that are arriving at Sam's Club. I figured we'd cover them real quick.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and bore you guys with about 400 slides of my road trip toy hunts in the halls. So then we've got our 118 community contributions. And finally, the Eagle Force discussion with Betaraybob and Outer Multiverse. Let me just tell you guys, the community contributions, I really appreciate them. And if I don't get to you in this show, it's just because I kind of have a backlog of them. So I tried to pick the ones that were most like kind of time sensitive. So if you don't see your stuff here, I didn't forget about you. I do appreciate you sending it in. Keep sending those in, and we will get to them. So before we do anything, because this is last minute, an important message. Ken over at Toy Connections just launched a new video on the Delta 17 Heroes. That came out yesterday. It's phenomenal. I've watched it like 5 times. I'm probably going to have to watch it like 5 more times. So yes, because this week we don't have an O-Ring update. I did have to interrupt this important, with this important announcement here. And while you're there, you might as well just check out the one on the villains as well, because that's just
There you
as
go.
good.
It's a matching set.
Then when you're done doing that, head over to Toy Habits and read their awesome article on Delta 17 War in the Shadows, where they cover just about every character and give some information never before seen. There are links to all 3 of those things in the description below. So we had the Chat May did the Acidverse beta. They did a giveaway a couple weeks ago. I think everyone that entered won because they were giving away 50 prizes. I didn't see that like right away.
I did.
Yeah, I think everyone won that joined it. So look forward to that. I think you get a comic, a sticker sheet, and a lanyard there. So those should be coming in the mail. I think while I was on vacation, they sent me a thing, and I got it. But
so now, can you hang one of your figures on the lanyard and have like a Joe on a rope? Or
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's the purpose of it. So that was really nice of them to do. But one of the cool things about it was the sticker sheet gave us kind of a preview of some of the stuff that's coming out. I saw that spider tank on there, and that looks freaking ridiculous. I cannot wait to get that thing. That is probably the toy I'm most excited for. And I mean, a spider tank, that's just awesome. And it could go with so many different things. And then this sucker, this is the same toy as the APC that I picked up from Sam's Club last week, if you saw that. It's just a repainted version. This one's blue. It's got a little, obviously it's a pixelated, zoomed in photo of a sticker, but it's pretty much the same toy, just repainted.
Right. And it has the aircraft that's part of the combo deal there too, right?
Yeah, it connects there. I think I got a picture coming up. There's a closer look at that spider tank.
That's awesome.
So freaking cool. Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That's like, I'm going to need multiples of that. Here's a closer look at the one of their robot troopers. And as you can see, it looks like Chat May added some shoulder articulation here. So they got shoulder, elbow, hips, and knees, which is pretty cool. That's the most articulated figure I think they've ever put out. So I'm really happy for that. And they look really cool. And those are just excellent troop builders. I haven't seen anything saying that those are going to come as part of, like, it'd be great if they just did a 5-pack of these things, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, if you have to buy a vehicle every time to get one, if one, Spider Tank comes with 2 figures, I'll buy a whole bunch, but
Right.
So that was pretty cool. I liked seeing that articulation. That's a welcome upgrade for these figures.
And the color schemes are kind of cool too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they did a great job. Now the human figures, I think, because there's a couple pictures here. You see, Jax Jackson. He's the guy in blue. He's kind of got that beer and steer hand configuration that we saw.
I was going to say, very Fisher Price adventure people.
Yeah, but it looks like they've got just a swivel at the elbow. I don't know if they swing up. So they're probably more limited or more like the traditional Chat May figures. But they did add knee articulation to both of them. Then you got Haruto Stone over there riding the motorcycle. And I thought this was where is it? Yeah, that's a funny picture. They had that on their website. You son of a bitch, or you know, marry me. I don't know what's being said in this. What do you guys think?
It's bros having a bonding moment.
Yeah,
Could
there
be.
you go.
Yeah, they could just be high fiving, I guess.
Sure.
And then, so you could see this little picture here just demonstrates some of that improved articulation because he's like grabbing the gun, shoving another one in his face. They're doing a good job with their toy photography too. You know, these are nice little product shots.
Looks like on the motorcycle might actually have a wrist swivel, or it may just be the mold.
Oh yeah, I don't know if maybe because he comes with the motorcycle, they fixed his hands like that, or if it'll be movable. Wait, actually,
Ed
let's go
Hellman was
back.
mentioning that the
Oh,
dog
no, I
looks
think
very
it
much
does
like
swivel.
the Boston Dynamics design. As
Yeah.
far as the robot.
True.
I
But yeah, no, if you
hadn't
look
caught it.
here, he's holding the gun kind of this way, and
At
when
an
he's
angle?
grabbing his hand, it's twisted. So yeah,
It's probably
I
a
think we got a wrist
swivel.
swivel. Yeah, we might have a wrist swizzle. Swizzle. But yeah, that dog's great. But you're not gonna like this. Look at what this robot's doing to the dog. Poor guy.
That's rude.
Then they released this thing, which is their. They had teased Morphazor vehicles that transform. Hey, that's a cool concept. I could get around that. It's very mask-like, you know. So here's a motorcycle that turns into a jetpack.
Right.
Sometimes you need to, you need two wheels. Sometimes you need to fly.
Around,
I don't know.
Fly away. Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Looks like
And
it's
these
a
are going to
peg.
be pretty
Pegs into the
inexpensive.
figure.
Yeah, if it works too. I mean, there's some
Right.
whatever you call like A-list toy companies that make toys like this, and they don't even work right.
Now, Will, let me interrupt here for a second.
Yeah.
There's a question I believe is for our gentlemen guests here. Multi-galactic trade route, is that the one with that Sky Bottom Station is a part of?
It is.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a consortium of customizers and collectors, or
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty much just a group of us that were, I guess, trading some stuff, and we were, there was. It seems like a smaller group, a year ago than what it is now. It seems like it's just kind of blown up now. But yeah, it's a group of us that we kind of like trade ideas and stuff, and bounce off each other.
cool.
Excellent. So yeah, there's the Morphazor Cycle Glider. There we got some before-after pictures. This is the K9 Rover bot. This is one of the bad guys. This is a mini tank, and it looks like an unmanned kind of drone. It has wheels and then can pop up on four legs if needed. So this is not the spider tank that we saw in the previous pictures. So kind of like a pack rat from G.I. Joe with added functions. Kind of cool. I think that's neat. And I was gonna say I've seen some critiques of this CHAP line from whatever people online, just saying like it looks cheap and this that blah. Man, I'm happy that they're even putting this effort into it. It's one cohesive kind of world. They've got playsets, vehicles, and characters. It's everything every toy line should have. But just real quick there, they actually wrote a little. This unpredictable and undetectable stealth vehicle with all-terrain wheels zooms along silently, converting into a K9 rover bot. Suddenly, it has spindly legs that creep undetected into the tightest of spots. It can absorb or deflect radar rays on the fly to sneak past or distract opponents with false signals. All this is possible because of its body is infused with rapid tech, mysterious alloy. I mean, how cool is that? Like, just that they even came up with a story. Like, a lot of times they just put out a toy, and it was just up to you to figure it out. So the fact that they even put some thought into it really impresses me.
It's like Chet May's really trying to up their game.
Yeah, and here we see over at Sam's Club. This was the the 2-packs they had available at Sam's right now. And one of them is a repaint, a military-styled repaint of that acid vehicle.
Mhm.
Which, like I said, I picked one up. It's cool, man. It's really cool. So the jet kind of fits on there, and it could be packed away, and then you could deploy it. It locks right in. Got that huge battering ram in the front, the cannon on top, storage, and then it's got a couple compartments. Here's
Wow,
a
that
picture
is
of
big.
it compared
Wow.
to the GI Joe APC, and you can just see that this thing is massive.
Wow, it sure
Uh,
is.
Now, do 4-inch figures fit in there as well as the 3 3/4, or is it?
Oh
more-
yeah. There's plenty of room. They're very spacious. The cockpits are.
okay.
I would say they're a little less detailed than maybe you'd be used to, and I like the bottom of the plane is kind of hollow.
Mhm.
You saw on some of those mechs, the inside of their arms is kind of hollowed out plastic. It's not all filled in,
Right.
but they're keeping these things at a decent price,
Exactly.
And then here
Yeah.
you can see that jet next to the Ratbird. You can see it's a pretty big size. It's not. They didn't
It's
skimp.
impressive.
Mhm.
It's not bad.
Now, Will, there's some questions in the chat.
Sure.
One is from Ed again. He's asking, when are these due out from CHAP Made? Do you have a due
So-
date?
The ChatMate website, I asked on one of their posts on social media, and a couple of weeks ago they answered me end of August, beginning of September, we would start to see these in stores. Now, if you're in the US, the stores were Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, HEB, I don't know what that is, because I don't have them by me, so if anyone has that around them. And then the other store was, I don't remember.
So
but-
they're going to be competing with Final Faction, the same kind of area.
Kinda, yeah. These are a little more expensive, but you get a little more for them, So
Sure.
one cool thing, and I should have had her out here, was that the female character that came with the APC, it came with 2 figures. One was a pilot, but he's like a generic ChatMate pilot. You've seen him before. He's just in a pilot suit. He's 5 POA, and he has a little mask on. But this character here, this female character, she's got some nice details, and she's got an elbow swivel, a shoulder swivel, hips and knees both turn as well, and she looks pretty cool.
Now, is she just a generic character, or is she one of the main characters in this?
Yeah,
new
I don't
basic
see
thing?
a name for her on the packaging anywhere, and they may repaint her and include her in the Acidverse beta line. I don't know. One cool thing I'll note, though, is it came with some accessories. You can see this little ruined wall section.
Mhm.
There's like a little rocket launcher that attaches to it, and like a drone. Those are pretty neat, but there's connectors on the end, so if you have multiples of them, you could add onto them and keep connecting them
Nice.
together.
Ooh.
So, like, if they put one of these in every vehicle, you could have a nice little, set of 3 or 4 of these, and they'll all link together. That's a really nice touch.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
And
Oh,
Badger
and,
sent me some.
Joe and Tell's reminding us we got that mech suit contest coming up, so we need to keep
That's
Yeah.
right.
keep an eye out
Yes.
for that.
Finally found
We were
one
kind
of
of
those.
hoping that the blue and red versions would come out, because the military version, which you see right behind me there, is at Dollar General stores. But we figured that if we're going to have a contest, some people may want to start with one of the 3 variants as their base and then move on from there. So we'd wait till, I guess, everyone had a chance to pick one up, so you don't have people getting stressed out or anything. But yeah, just to show that these fit well with all 3 3/4 inch or 4-inch figures. Badger was nice enough to send me some of his old figures. We got a Final Faction, a little Leonard Decor, a Click and Play Soldier, and Wakanda, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So I just added them there because, well, I had them.
Well, they
well-
scale well. That's nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's everything I've got for ChatMate. What do you guys think? Are you into this, or is this something that you guys are going to pass on?
I think I'll be picking up some of these vehicles. Might be giving them a little repaint and throw some different stickers on them. But
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely down to get some of these for sure.
Yeah.
You think some of these would work well with your Eagle Force?
that's what I'm thinking. If they'll fit 4-inch figures, then yeah, I could see Riot or Eagle Force or some of the other factions taking over some of those vehicles, and
Yeah, and I would say that even though they're limited on the paint apps, which is to be expected from a discount toy company.
oh yeah,
There are some sculpted details in there that if you were to do a wash or something, would really bring out some of those details. And I think there's potential.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
Oh, let me get
the
to
robots. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get caught up with the chat here real quick.
Yeah,
Ed
sure,
dropped in to
sorry.
say hi. Talking about the converting cycle, Scott was saying it reminds him of Centurions or Mask or even Bubblegum Crisis, which was an anime, I think.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We've got, Mask and Centurions. A lot of people say they're getting some vibes off of Mask from this. So definitely some world building going on here, according to Bjorn. So I think there's a lot of potential here. People are seeming to be pretty excited. MCR, that's a name I'm not familiar with. Good to see you. Mechs and bikes look awesome. Chap May is the best. Well, they're pretty cool.
I really think they've upped their game and definitely entered, a new level here. And, it's not sad. I'm not saying like sad, but, when the most excited toys of the year for me are from CHAP, which I look forward to every year. I love picking them up, but it's usually to incorporate them into my G.I. Joe or my, other toy lines. This year, I'm just excited just for them. And, G.I. Joe's going to have to join them. So, I'm happy for that.
Our buddy from across the pond is here. Yeah. And Goji's saying Chap May is inexpensive, but they're not cheap. They're not. They're pretty good overall quality, and he's got a few of their older pieces, so he's play tested them, so he's impressed.
I don't have any of the Chap May figures of the line, so I am looking forward to getting these.
Yeah, and I think some of those, like that giant APC, may not be for everyone because I know space is an issue everywhere. You know what I mean? I was impressed with the size, but I'm also like, ooh, it's really big. But some of those, the little motorcycle or that little walking tank, I mean, those are tiny. Those would be great. I plan on displaying all of these together on their own shelf. I have Final Faction displayed all together. These guys are going to live right there in the displays too.
The fact that nobody can get a solid answer on what's going on with Chap May, I think Boba Hicks has nailed it. They actually are headquartered in a different dimension. That's why we can't find out any current info.
Yeah, I mean, I might argue that Leonard the Core is distributed in an alternate reality because I haven't been able to see any of them since like 2020.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything new.
Yeah, you used to find them in Walmart all the time, and
I
now
know.
it's just like gone.
Well, I can't wait to see the first person to find them because they're going to post them all over everywhere,
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I've been checking Dollar General stores and Dollar Tree stores, on my trips. I didn't take a lot of pictures because I was in and out, but yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty much caught up with the chat. Everybody's excited to see what's going on with Chap May.
Yeah, and I was going to do a video just putting everything out there and how I feel about it. Because like I said, I saw some, not like just critiquing it. And I'm like, how do you critique Chap May? Like, if they're doing anything other than just generic stuff, like, why critique it? That's like 10 times better or 100% more effort than they've ever put in before. So, hey, JLS Comics, love his channel. Guys, he's got an awesome channel. So, yeah. Moving on. What do we have here? What did I leave off with? New York and Philly, September 8th through 13th. So I was gone last week, and now here's a slideshow. Here's my rental car coming up. The key to my rental car. And a slide of me getting a burger. So yeah, I did travel to Philadelphia and New York and all about that area. One of my main things I was going to do during my travels, and this wasn't the main purpose of my mission, it was just that I realized that this store, Ocean State Job Lot, exists there, and there were 5 locations that I could hit. So I planned on doing it, and I think I told Jim before the stream started, the night before I drove away, I was going through the GPS and I was putting in addresses. So when I left on my trip, I was initially heading to Pennsylvania. And after 15 hours of driving, I got out of, your destination's on the right. And I pulled up and I was at an Ocean State job lot, not my friend's house. And I had forgotten that I I did that. So my first stop after 15 hours of driving was an Ocean State job lot. And there I am after 15 hours of driving, getting out of my car. And I said, oh, well, I might as well just go with it. Right. So unfortunately, they didn't have any toys. So it was a bust. And their bathroom was closed for maintenance. And that was so I was like, oh, boy, I got to get out of here. So big disappointment there because they really had, this was their toy aisle. It's just a bunch of generic toys. Yeah, some golf balls, some like kids' craft stuff. And look at all those ping pong balls. I mean, geez. And playing card holders. They had them out the wazoo, but nothing I needed. Bags of dinosaurs were cool, but I didn't need any of those. So I was a little disappointed, but luckily this was on the way to my friend's house, so I didn't lose any time by stopping there first. But, he's like, are you almost here yet? And I said, yeah, the GPS says I'll be there in half an hour. That was a half an hour to the store, not to his house, which is about another half an hour away. So it was pretty funny. And so unexpectedly, the next day when I was heading towards New York to go to the concert, I stopped to get gas, and across the street I saw this place. It's called Odd Lot Outlet. I wasn't planning on going here, but I figured I'd check it out. And this was like have you ever seen like generic dollar stores where they just have benches and like boxes just filled with merchandise like throughout? That's kind of the way this was laid out. It was just like little bins full of stuff and aisles. But I did find some reaction figures there, and they were all $5.44 or something. So I just bought them all. They had Run DMC, they had some G.I. Joe guys, a couple Power Rangers. I've got Whoopi Goldberg there from Star Trek. I don't know, I forget her name. But the coolest, the coolest thing about it was after you purchased something, they said you could take a free gift on your way out, and they just had like a bunch of stuff like stacked up at the register down at the end. So I looked through it for a minute and I couldn't find anything, so I picked this up. This totally authentic wolf mask. Look at this. I'm a werewolf.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's a good fit and everything, and it just looks great. So I've been wearing that nonstop ever since. It's free, so I was just like, okay, I'll get this. Next, I was heading back to Pennsylvania, and I stopped at the most well-stocked goddamn Ollie's I've ever seen. Look at all the toys this place has. Right? This is not an Ocean State job lot. But that's all Shang-Chi stuff, floor to ceiling. Ugh. They've got these. There's like pegs there, and that's all Endor Princess Leia, I think. The whole. Like there's like 100 of them, tons of stuff, but nothing I needed at this Ollie's. I
have a feeling Lando will end up there soon.
And a bunch of old Black Series and stuff. And then I found this on the 5-piece music set. That is the Green Lantern 5-piece music set. I should have bought it, but why would someone want this? It's a harmonica, tambourine.
I didn't know Green Lantern was known to be a musician, but
the Green Lantern flute is the most powerful in the universe. It's just amazing.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, there was also like a Green Lantern boombox. I don't think I have the slide here. So that was fun to check out. Yeah, I can't believe this Ollie's because my Ollie's has not had any stuff in it for years. There's stuff from like the day they opened that's still on the shelf at the Ollie's by my house, and they've only been open like 3 or 4 years.
Well, and if they chose Green Lantern for this, like I could understand like Superman or Batman.
Nope, Green Lantern 5-piece music set. Play your favorite songs. I can play all my favorite songs with this. Oh wow!
Brightest day.
Yeah. So next door to this Ollie's was a Goodwill, and I walked in there just to check it out. And I found this VW Bug, and It was $2.99, so I was going to buy it. But some lady walked up to the register right before me, and she had like 3 shopping carts full of like dishes and stuff. And I was like, I cannot wait for this. So I had to put this back. But I did want to bring it up on the stream because it said it's from Jimba or something. I can't see the thing. But does anyone know what this looked like? I thought it was the Leonard Wow Girls that came out like in the 90s. They had like a VW Beetle and like a scooter and everything. And they were like 3 3/4 inch Leonard figures. If I could find one of these cheap on, eBay or something, I would buy it. I don't think it's the Leonard stuff though, because it says Simba or something on the bottom. So I don't know what it was from.
Oh, wow.
Then I made it to my second job lot, and I scored. This place was chock full of greatness. They did have those Jumanji figures from like 5 years ago. This click and play Jeep for $7.99. That was such a good deal.
Cool.
The Leonard Core stuff, but look, this is Leonard Core stuff that's been out since like 2018. All of those figures, all of those vehicles, there's nothing new there. The branding or on the packaging may be new, but there's nothing new there. I think I picked one of these up for Bjorn. But even these little mini vehicles and figure sets, this stuff's been out for a long time. I'm looking for that new stuff. None of this old crap. Went to a third one, and they had nothing. They had the click and play Jeep, but they had nothing else. That was their toy aisle. Very disappointing. The fourth one I went to, I did find, yes, they had pretty nice stocked aisles, and this is where I found the Leonard Star Troopers, that Jeep, and the set with the bugs, and they only had one left. It was just that one there. So I was able to pick that up, and I picked up one of these Interstellar Light and Sound, Ostriker looking things. And they also had the helicopter, the Nightwing rescue helicopter, which is that is one of the only like new since like 2020 vehicles I think that I've ever seen on a store shelf. So I was pretty excited for that. But then I went to a fifth one, and this was the biggest mistake of my life because it took me 5 minutes off of the highway. It took me 2 hours to get back on the highway. And they had nothing. Well, they had stuff. This is what they had, but nothing I needed. The only thing cool there was paint your own Darth Vader helmet. I didn't buy it, but I thought it was kind of cool. That's the only thing I saw. So yeah, it was an adventure. My takes on Ocean State Job Lot, because I had seen a bunch of people posting that they found killer stuff there. They're only located in the Northeast. I would say if you've got one close by, or if you happen to be passing one, go ahead and check it out. But I wouldn't make it a destination. It's very similar to what Ollie's is, but with less toys. Their toy aisles are very, minuscule. And, it's just usually one aisle, or in some cases it was like half an aisle. Kind of like, it reminded me of like what Big Lots used to be years ago. Before they got into like furniture. I don't know if you noticed, like a lot of the Big Lots are just like wannabe furniture stores. Robert's Infinite Realms, how are you? So, have you guys have any unique stores near you? I'm not sure where everyone's located. I know.
We got like Ollie's, Big Lots, Dollar General, like Dollar General on just about every corner.
Yeah, any mom and pop or smaller chains that are regional to your areas, Brian?
I live in Arkansas, and so I pretty much sort of have the Ollie's, Dollar Generals, and those. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
ironically, we have a dollar store here, but we don't use dollars. We use quetzales. So the name means nothing. And of course, everything inside is not a dollar. It's, totally different currency. But
I remember when dollar stores were all the trend. There was a cheeky one that opened up by my house, and the guy was very, very adamant because I even said to him one time, so it's a dollar store, and in very small letters it said "and up." And I said, "Isn't that every store? Every store is like a dollar store, and up." And he used to laugh, and he'd go "and up" every time.
Yep. Truth in advertising.
Oh yeah. So Job Lots. Yeah, GOJITRON I think is saying it here. They usually
Mhm.
stock up around Christmas, and then they kind of coast on that existing stock until the following year. So I think what I'm seeing is the leftovers of last year, just before the cutoff of where they build up for this coming year, this coming Christmas. So most of the stuff, I'm not saying it was a disappointment, but Euro Giant, nice.
Mm.
Because
Sounds
the metric system.
swanky. Yes.
Uh,
And you go get you a cheese royale.
yeah. So it's it was a fun trip. That wasn't my destination. I was there mostly for toy hunts, food hunts, but mostly I was visiting family and friends. I got to go see a couple of shows. This was the right before the concert began. I got to see Mr. Bungle in concert. That was fun. That was in New York City. Then the next night, I got to go see the Cybertronic Spree over in
That looked
Philadelphia
awesome.
at RetroCon. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know if anyone caught it, but everyone there was streaming it on their phone. So I just at some point just said, "Screw it, I'll do it too." So if the audio was crap or I kept moving around, I'm sorry, but I am mad that where I was standing, which was like towards the back of the place, they walked in through there, and I thought I had my camera on, and they walked right by me, and I apparently was not recording the whole time. So it was really stupid. I'm so dumb. And Stan Bush walks right by me in one of the things, but you probably couldn't even tell it was him. He's a kind of a shorter guy, and he just kind of walked through the crowd, and I recognized his head walking by, but no one.
He did not have the touch at that moment.
No, I don't think so. When he got up on the stage, he rocked it. It was pretty good. It was pretty fun.
I still listen to that soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
It's cool.
Fantastic, man. And they do a great job. I mean, they do a lot of cover songs, but they do them well, and it's fun.
Yeah, they're starting to do.
I had a really good time, and they sounded good for live too. So they're the real deal. Yep.
Yeah, they're starting to do some of their own original music. Like I backed their Kickstarter for their Ravage album.
Oh, nice. Some good stuff. They mostly just played the recognizable hits,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did get a bonus Facebook Marketplace haul. So got some Voltron, Transformers, and GoBots.
Nice.
But I don't have any pictures of them. Nah, just kidding. Here we go. Here are the Voltron guys. I got the Robeast assortment.
What year are these from, Will? These have been out for a while.
84. Yeah, these are from 84. These go with the, I think Panache Place was the one, right? They had the Voltron that you could fit the figures in. So I have the complete Voltron. Now I have all the Robeasts. I think this is a complete set and the coffins. Now I just need the pilots at an affordable price. I want these. I will not pay like collector prices for them. Like if I want them, but only if they're like affordable. And these were super affordable. It was like $40 for all of them. So I was like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, and my brother went and scored it for me. And then when I got there, he handed them to me. But what he didn't tell me was that he also, while he was picking these up at the guy's house, he said, "Do you have any other toys?" And the guy said, "I've got some Transformers if you want them," and gave them to him for a pretty good price. So so I got some really cool Transformers and one GoBot. My favorite GoBot is I forget his name though. I had him as a kid, but he's notable because his head
is a tank.
It's just the tank turret. Nice. It never changes. Yeah, so that's
Poor
GoBots
guy.
for you. Yeah. Arms and legs pop out, but he just stays a tank. So that was a great bonus haul.
Yeah.
Jeff Morris is in the house.
Jeff, how are you?
Wraith Mace is here.
Oh, and I was able to transform them all, which they're not all complete. Some of them are missing some parts, but I figured it out. So,
Awesome.
Take that.
I love the little UFO guy. I remember having that one as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
Yeah, he's cool. I always question though, because he has like the rub off sticker on his foot there. Because I guess back then you were supposed to figure out, like, is he a Decepticon or an Autobot? Rub the sticker and find out. And it still rubs and still works. He's an Autobot.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that was my thing. Oh, let's we got something here. We've upgraded. So guys, that's it for my vacation. Drove like 60 hours. Hung out with my friends, hardly slept at all. So I came home and I was pretty beat, but it was well worth it. I had some cool toy hauls along the way. You'll be seeing some of that stuff come up on the channel as I unbox it. I was like 5 hours late coming home because of traffic, weather, sleep deprivation, other things. My car broke down. It was all crazy stuff coming home. So when I got home, I just backed my rental car up to my car, threw everything in the back of my car, and drove it. And that was a couple days ago, and all the stuff's still sitting in the back of my car. So I'll get to it eventually. But so without further ado, here we've got, guys, the community contributions. They're the things that make this show great. So when you guys send me stuff in, I like to share it on the show. Better yet, if you'd like to come on the show, let me know and we'll work something out. But they keep coming in, and we skipped a week because of the 500 stream, and then we skipped a week because I was on vacation. So if I didn't get to your stuff, I will get to it eventually. We've got some cool community contributions coming up, but first, this.
NC.
Wonderful intro, Jim Largo. Guys, Jim's the best.
I try. Thank you, buddy.
So we've got, what do we have here? What was
We're getting trolled by Boba. We have to address this. Nobody wants the NFT toy stuff.
So Boba Hicks is yes, he's a purveyor of 4D printing and yes, virtual toys. He has like the biggest collection I think I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
So we got field reports from team members out on the hunt. Who sent in stuff this week? I don't know. Oh, Dish and Laughs. He sent me these things a couple of weeks ago. He's in the chat there. But yeah, he had some really cool summer hauls. He graciously sent me pictures of. Look at all that stuff, man. He rocked out with the Spin Master stuff. So yeah, he's got a lot of sets. A lot of these sets I think we've shown here on the channel. So that was pretty cool. He picked those up.
Speaking of those, let me interrupt again. Somebody in the chat had mentioned there's some leaked pictures of a play set that is probably Spin Master for the Aquaman 2. Has anybody heard any gossip about that?
I have not seen the play set. While I was on vacation, I think I saw there is a Black Manta sub and a Aquaman 2-pack that came out. The sub is a little small and only fits one figure. It's still cool, but I think it was 2 figures and the sub it was like 35. And the lesson I've learned though with the Spin Master movie stuff is just wait a couple weeks and you get it for really cheap. Because remember those the Batwing and the Batmobile, they were like $15 at Target. Everyone was snatching them up. And I bought them when they were brand new because I couldn't wait. But yeah, I was like, maybe I'll be able to pick them up on the cheap later. So, I'm learning my lesson.
Yeah, I think my Walmart has those Black Adam figures now for like $4 each.
Yeah. So he's got some nice pictures here. This is that Spin Master Gotham Guardian. It's like a combiner. You combine like a Batwing, a Batmobile together and they form this giant bat neck. Which I think when I first looked at it, for $100, I was still like, I'll probably wait for that to hit clearance too. But seeing Dish and Laughs photos of this in his living room kind of sold me on it. Like I'm a little more interested in it than I was based on like the initial thing. I think I kind of was like,
now is that Bug the popcorn premium from the movie theater?
It is. Yeah. Okay. So he went and picked that up, which I missed too because I think. I was a stream before my vacation. I was like, I really can't spend money right now. I got to save up for this trip. But but yeah, he picked up the bug. He picked up this really nice Injustice Red Hood
Ooh,
figure
Red
from
Hood.
Hiya Toys, and that's a pricey one, and one I would love to get my hands on. So yeah, he got a nice nice little thing there.
I might know a guy that's got one of those coming your way.
So yeah, there's the Batwing, there's the Batmobile, there's an RC Batmobile, and then there's the Blue Beetle popcorn tin, or special thing, and I think that's like $25. You could get it on the movie theater website, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can see how they scale. I love that Batwing. I love the style of it. It's really cool. So. And like I said, I don't think the pictures of that Guardian mech that were on like Amazon did it as much justice as Dish and Laugh's pictures here. So yeah, there's another shot of the Blue Beetle. It's actually pretty cool.
That's cool.
And here's a picture of it with
with
Blue Beetle and Carapax inside there. So you probably could do some kind of customizing and get him to sit down in it. So it's scaled pretty well. It could be bigger.
Put a chair in there or something.
Yeah, I think you just get a chair in there.
Or 3D print one and put it in.
True. Yeah. So he got that 4-pack of the updated Batman, Robin, Nightwing, and Joker, and then he got that theatrical movie pack, which had a lot of reissues in it. So I passed, but I did want that Shazam and that Aquaman figure. But he picked those up. If those come clearance, I probably will pick them up. But like I said, I have so many of the Flash movie Batman and Flash figures. I have like 4 or 6 of them because they came with Batman. Everything came with the Batman and Flash, and then the Batman movie figures. I also have like a gazillion of them as well. So I didn't want to buy the whole set for just 2 new figures. But Dish and Laughs got them, and great, man. Those are some awesome hauls. Thank you for sharing them with me. Very cool.
That was awesome.
Yep. And then we've got Scott, who's in the chat right now. Well, while I was on vacation, he was conducting some really important research for the benefit of us all, and for that we thank him. So, without further ado, we'll see what he came up with here. So he told me about this, the Imaginext Lightyear ship. So this is the Imaginext one, which is a little smaller, but this thing's still like 15 inches long. It's pretty big. But what he did was he found it at Walmart for $15. So it's $17.98 on Amazon right now. I checked it last night. So you can pick that up for pretty cheap. And because of his awesome research, a G.I. Joe figure or 3 3/4 inch figure will fit nicely.
Nice.
And you could close the canopy. Now, he also tried it with a chunkier Batman from Spin Master, which is a 4-inch figure. And unfortunately, the canopy didn't close very well. It didn't close all the way. So you'd have to cut some footholes or something. So, and that Batman figure is armored, so he's a little fatter than the usual figure. So maybe even those movie figures and stuff. But he did a great video. It's over on his Instagram. There's links to his Instagram and to his YouTube channel in the description below, guys. If you want to check out a full video he did on that, you can go check it out. And I'll just warn you, that light and sound function goes off like 1,000 times during the video. Because, so I'd recommend taking the batteries out of it.
Yeah.
You get it. I think he did too. I think he said, because it kept going off, and he's like, Jesus, it keeps going off, you know? And I was like, yep, I would take the batteries out of that as soon as I got it home, or disable the speakers. But yeah, I was wondering if these. So if I see one in a Walmart, I'll probably pick one up. I mean, you can repaint
O-ring
this.
Joes are good to go, but 4-inch are probably a little too big.
A little tight, but if you're okay with cutting some holes, usually just cutting a hole in the floorboards
For the
there,
floor well,
just for the feet, you know, is enough to get them to fit in these vehicles.
Yeah, Scott saying that it is annoying. The bells and whistles.
So yeah, so thanks for that, Scott. I really appreciate that. You guys should go check out his Instagram. He also picked up one of these Adventure Force, I think it's called, from Walmart. Nice little pickup truck with an ATV. Comes with an articulated figure. He did a nice video talking about this. These are about $15 or $20. I could be wrong, but You can't beat it, man. They got functioning, like doors open, 2 vehicles. These are great.
Mm-hmm.
You got me looking at everything now going, would Eagle Force fit in that?
Yeah.
Might be a little tight if O-ring Joes are fitting in it. They're a little bit shorter, so
They're a little shorter, yeah. So
Yeah.
it might be a tight squeeze. And then Gojitron. So yeah, just so you know, stores around all around the U.S. now are building up for their holiday inventory, and with that, you get a lot of stuff. So I think Gojitron said he went to like 10 stores over the weekend, and
wow.
yeah, they're chock full of these little. So you pick up these cheapy. This might be CHAP, it might be some other company. But these little dinosaur. The trailer is awesome. The dinosaur is pretty cool. The figure, some of the
Mhm.
accessories might be usable. The vehicle's like a little tiny, but pretty cool. I like them.
I'm gonna say that truck looks like it shrank in the wash compared to the figure, but
Yeah, but that trailer could hook up probably to just about any other vehicle you got. Yeah, this one too. They got the little wheel tree. Oh, this is what I was telling you about, Jim.
yeah.
I saw these at. But yeah, if you need a deer for your whatever, and a
Mhm.
hunter. You need some civilians. You got them
Oh,
here.
actually, that's an elk. Actually,
Oh, I'm sorry. If you need some, these are definitely geese over here. No, they're ducks.
yeah.
and the
Oh,
and the
duck!
dog.
Oh,
Yeah, more
You got the
ducks.
dog. You got some cool stuff there, though.
Mhm.
it's got the good basic colors for doing a military vehicle. So little
Yeah, these
little
things
paint,
come
little
out
razzle dazzle.
all the time. And this one comes with a K9 partner too. And it looks like he has like a little vest on. But
Hmm.
that's like a pretty wicked looking little snowmobile there too. And you could pop those skis off and put rockets on there. You could make like a sky cycle. You could do a lot of cool
Mhm.
stuff with that. So
Yeah.
all these are really inexpensive.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think a lot of these will.
I think this thing is absurd. I've seen it before. So I think that fan on the back is like it's like an airboat tank tread snowmobile with a machine gun on the front. Wild, man. Just
That's crazy.
yeah, just totally alpine adventure for sure. Totally cool. This Jeep Gladiator is an RC car that came out for the Jurassic Park series, and you can see that driver inside. If you can see that on the picture, that's a cardboard cutout of a 3 3/4 inch figure,
Oh.
showing you that it could fit in there. It doesn't include the figure; it just has a cardboard representation. And these were like $50 or $60 on Target and Walmart shelves. I think he said this is down to like $30. So if you could pick one up, during the Christmas season, it's a really nice Jeep, and it's got like a capture claw on the front to capture dinos. So um, that's got some potential.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then this one, this was $39.99 at Marshalls. It's the Buzz Lightyear Star Command, and one of the main reasons I wanted to include it in the show is: has anyone seen or tried this? Have you, even in the World Building Consortium or anything, has anyone taken one of these and converted it or used it in world building at all? Because it looks like it's a pretty neat playset.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen that.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, it's interesting because it expands, opens, and closes. It's like a nice little station, and it looks like it's got some decent sculpted details, some platforms, and some functions. So I was just wondering if anyone had taken advantage of this yet.
Looks like it'd be prime for some conversion. It would definitely work with that new Chap May stuff coming out.
Yeah, because I remember the figures for this series are probably like 4.5 or 5 inches. So like,
Right.
but they don't have to go in the cockpit or anything. So I think
Right.
Well,
it'll work. It's close enough for 118.
Yeah.
you said this was Marshalls?
Yeah, I think he said this was at Marshalls for $39.99. I guess I could do a little more research on it, but just
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that anywhere.
Mm. No, this is new. New to me, at least.
yeah. But looks like it might have potential. If I could find
Mhm.
clearance, I might check it out. So thanks, Gojitron. Appreciate you, man.
Ian, excuse me. Ian is saying that playset is a little cheaper on the UK Amazon, so that may be a place to look as well.
Yeah, and I guess the problem is you want to buy those things, but you're risking it, because you might get it
Yeah.
home and it's like doesn't work or it's flimsy or whatever, because it's hard to tell from a picture. So I'll try and find if I could see if there's any like videos. Maybe someone did a video out there of it, and they've got some info on it. But yeah, so that was really cool, guys. GOJITRO'N's the man. If you're not watching GOJITRON,
Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods are the same family of stores. So those Lightyear things might be popping up in any of those three.
Thank you, Marshalls.
Thanks for sending those in, GOJITRON. I appreciate you, man. That's awesome that you took the time out to think of us, the 118, and make our lives better. So I don't know what we'd do without you, but yeah, go check out GOJITRON'S channel.
We know he is the gojiest.
He is the gojiest. He really is. And if you didn't guess, there's a link to his channel in the description below. So guys, send in pics of your hauls or whatever you've created. Better than sending pics, come on the show, talk about them. Let me know. If there's any 1/18 scale toy lines that you think need to be represented, people need to know about it, send me a message. We'll get you on here and we'll talk about it. So thank you so much, guys.
Speaking of getting them on here and talking about it, these poor fellows have been sitting here for a long time. Let's talk about some Eagle Force, man. I'm chomping at the bit.
I know. Let's get into it, guys. That's it. That's all I've got. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I got more slides. Let me show you the slice of pizza I had in New York City. Let me show you the.
Ooh, pizza.
No, none of that. Let's. Is there anything in chat we need to catch up with? I need to take just a quick break, and I'll be right back.
No, sir. I think we're pretty well caught up. But I'll take a look. See. Well, I'll just ask our guests here. What got you into Eagle Force? Were you into the original ones as a kid, the die-cast ones, or was this something you got into new with the new Fresh Monkey and the Zika toy stuff? Or
you want to go first, or
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I had a few of the die-cast ones as a kid, but not very many. And I had like the little bump and go Jeep that they came with, but no, it's more the new line that's gotten me really hooked in, especially once they started expanding it beyond just like green versus tan, if you remember those old toy soldiers and whatnot. So
there's a lot of diversity in what they're doing, and a couple of homages in some of the newer characters they're showing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, especially when they came out with the hidden. That's what just really sealed the deal for me.
Micronauts vibes. Yes. Brad, what'd you find there that you like?
I remember seeing, I guess, were they little miniatures back in the day, or were they actual figures?
They were figures. They had some articulation, not a whole lot.
Okay. Yeah. I just remember seeing like it. I think it either Toys R Us or not Toys R Us, like KB Toys or something like that. They had like, I think some. But they had miniature figures, I think, but they were just, there were no movement. I don't think. I don't know. I can't remember exactly.
Well, I got a couple slides coming up with those. So yeah, if we get into our second, they were like 5 POA, but I think we could see them. I think there's some pictures. So yeah, we've got the 118 Eagle Force discussion with Betaraybob and Outer Multiverse. But before that, because Outer Multiverse, Brian has not been on the show before. We just put some information together here. You've got a YouTube channel and an Instagram. It's Outer Multiverse. It's the home of Yamato 6. You are a member of the Multi-Galactic Trade Route and World Builders Consortium, an amazing toy photographer and YouTuber, a most excellent toy friend, and one of the world's leading Eagle Force experts. Is all this true?
That would be Bob.
Okay, that would be Bob.
No, you're a much better photographer than I am. And
Brian, if you could just tell us a little bit, yeah, sure, about your world that you've built, the Yamato 6. Is that a space station, a planet? Is that just a place?
It's actually a planet.
Okay.
I knew a lot of people were doing stations and, other kinds of areas and stuff like that. And I want to just, I don't know, I couldn't like get him down to just do one thing. And so I wanted it to kind of have like to use my imagination to do whatever I really wanted to do. And so I just named it Yamato 6 because I was a fan of Star Blazers, you know, when I was a kid.
Excellent.
You know, and so I kind of, you know, sort of wanted to have like a Mos Eisley type of kind of world, kind of like Tatooine, kind of,
Sure.
and sort of just went in that direction.
And can you tell us a little bit about the Multi-Galactic Trade Route and World Builders Consortium? So, is this something that you saw online? Because I know there's many members, and it inspired you, and you joined them.
I remember I was kind of just starting out, you know, on Instagram, like taking pictures and stuff, and saw like, you know, Empire Toy Works and
Sure.
Sky Bottom Station, you know, doing a lot of stuff, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool, you know, what they're doing, you know. And I saw a few other people doing kind of the same thing, and I was like, you know, I'd kind of like to do that too, you know. I have, you know, action figures. I kind of want to tell a story and have, you know, a place for them to live. And so in the Multi-Galactic Trade Route, it was a group of us that we sort of trade ideas with each other, and, you know, sometimes, you know, figures or pieces and stuff like that, because, you know, it's just a place for us to kind of like, you know, share ideas and
Now, Brian, wink if you're not allowed to say this, but is there a secret handshake? Is there a code word? How do we get in on this World Builder
Secret decoder ring.
Yes, there is actually. You have to have 5 boxes of cereal you have to go through. Okay.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
I joined last year sometime. I think it was just mainly kind of people that were just doing the world building, and, you know, they had like a world or station or stuff like that. And it's not limited to anyone in particular. I think that if you're like world building and stuff, you know, I think it's usually welcome to all, you know.
Yeah. Well, seeing like all the pictures from all of you guys that do this definitely inspires me, and it makes me want to take how I display my figures to that next level, and, you know, create a world rather than just a bunch of shelves. But I just can't get my shit together and get it done, you know. So I definitely live vicariously through you guys, you know.
Well, then you got guys like that Empire Toy Works. He takes it out a whole new door. He's turned his whole attic into a space station. It's wild,
right? And you know, the thing about it is like you don't have to have like a room to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have you don't have to have a ton of space. Just start with something small, maybe a shelf, and, you know, go from there. Because basically, it's all about our imagination.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
You know.
And speaking of, we've got some examples, some of the things you sent us, and it just highlights some of your amazing world building and toy photography. So why don't we take a look at some of your fine work, and maybe you could tell us a little more about it. So here we've got this beautiful photograph. What's going on here?
This is the newest wave of the Eagle Force action figures. This wave, I think, is like specifically for like me, because it's not like just a strictly sort of military, you know, line, I guess, or a wave. In this one, it's kind of spacey.
Yeah. It's like retro space, right?
And I love space stuff, and so these are 4 of the newest figures of the wave.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah,
definitely got a Buck Rogers kind of vibe to them.
Yeah, it's like retro futuristic, which is just such a cool aesthetic. But here's like just a day in the life over on Yamato 6.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, the background is basically a Joy toy. I think the mech.
Okay.
I forgot what the mech area or whatever. And I basically took it apart and I just sort of used sections of it in my photographs and stuff. And so I kind of use that as backdrop for whatever I need to.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love the floor, the wall textures, all the little details. It looks alive. It doesn't look like,
Well, thank
um,
you.
yeah. And here we've got some. Looks like someone's being questioned, or they're looking for something.
A couple more. Well, this is pretty much the same, one of the same Eagle Force guys, but with an extra head that comes with it. And on the two Mandalorians, those heads also come with that same figure. So I was just kind of showing that you can do a little bit of combos, with Eagle Force and other lines.
Excellent.
Do some pop and swap.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love this guy.
Yeah. This is just one of the Nikto guards that they've re-released from the vintage collection. I wasn't into the line when it first came out, and I was like, man, they're expensive, to try to get.
Yeah.
And then they did the re-release. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna catch up on it now, and so I've got multiples of these guys now. But yeah, so this one is just a little customized figure that I did with Star Wars and a little bit of the Eagle Force.
Looks great. Yeah.
Centerpiece, I guess,
Harness.
whatever you call that piece. Yeah. The
Oh,
harness.
yeah, our buddy Bjorn would love that. That's right up his alley.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
love the visitors of Yamato 6 come from all places, even Cybertron.
Mhm.
That's right. I will use whatever I have in scale or something that can look in scale. I'll use it.
Love that
Yeah,
you got
and-
Frieza in there.
Oh yeah. You got and you've got these guys, the robots. Are those Joy Toy?
Those are Acid Rain.
Acid Rain. I always
Yeah.
get the two mixed up. Yeah, they look.
Those
great.
are the Camel Bots.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're fantastic. And I guess they're some kind of peacekeepers, or maybe not. I don't know. What are they?
They are in this picture.
This guy looks just amazing. What's his story?
That is Major Draconis. Is that I
Yep.
guess how you say his name?
Mhm.
That's the first Eagle Force figure I bought.
Oh.
After seeing all the pictures that Bob had on his Instagram. I was like, I've got to get one of these guys, to see how they are. And that I guess the robot head or I forgot what exactly the name of it is. But to me, it's like that's like the perfect, figure for me.
Mhm.
I think the some of those CHAP figures, those robots at least, would fit in perfectly, right? And
Oh,
some
yeah.
of these scenes, yeah, those look good.
Yeah, I can't wait for those to be released so I can add them to the background or paint them.
Yeah,
up a
and
bit.
at the price they are, if you wanted to, experiment with painting and stuff, Final Faction or some of these guys, they're just great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
World
for
Made
those
a
guys.
Cardboard's asking about the price on these. The Joy Toys and Acid Rain are kind of spendy compared to some of the other
Yeah.
stuff, but if you can catch them on sale, they're really nice.
Yeah, the Acid Rain is probably the most expensive, and but it was actually those figures were the ones that actually got me back into sort of wanting to build around them, the world built around them, because I'd never seen them before, and to me, and they were a little bit cheaper when I originally got into it, a couple years ago, but yeah, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah, but I think you get what you pay for. Their quality as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're definitely solid figures.
Yeah, I like these guys. That's the reflector bots, right?
That's right. Yeah, from Transformers.
Mhm.
They all the Transformers I usually shoot in these pictures are basically a third-party company called New Age, Probably
Okay.
heard of those, right? And so they're like the legends like scale, I would say. So they're like, you know, they're fairly compatible to 1/8. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so I can kind of use those as
Yeah, I think they
you know.
look like they're getting into something there, and that stormtrooper looks like he's been through the ringer a couple times. Is that something you did?
Yeah, I think some of my earlier stormtroopers looks like they've been through some stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give maybe a light, you know, wash on them or something, but some of them look like they lived in the garbage chute for a while. You know, but
I like it though. They look cool. I love all the background. Like I said, it looks like a real lot. The place is alive. It's not just And then I see this and I go, what the hell's going on? There's so
yeah,
much going on in here. You got blaster.
I mean, we just gotta have fun sometimes and take some
Yeah.
weird pictures. You know, and I'm like, hey, let's throw a dinosaur train dino in here, and then a reaction figure, and just let's see what happens. You know.
Well, and I love that you got the Star Wars heads on the Joy Toy bodies. Those are great.
That is just great. Yeah, that there's these versions that are not musicians, right? But they're just kind of bullies. You know, it looks like they're walking around and they don't take any crap.
They're unemployed musicians. They're cranky.
There you go. Yeah, they're waiting for their next gig.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool stuff.
More of the newest wave of Eagle Force, the guy on the left. And then I just was wanting to show that, there's a vintage collection, hunter figure in the middle, with one of the extra heads from that Eagle Force figure, and an Acid Rain figure with another head from the same figure. So I was just kind of wanting to show, with Eagle Force, you get a lot.
So you get a lot for your money. You get the extra heads and there's extra accessories, which Bob
loads
has
of hands.
Yeah,
loads
some really good
of
pictures
hands.
coming up.
You need to have space to keep all this stuff. All I can say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now Bjorn was mentioning he saw a few pieces that reminded him of some of the Empire Toy Works things. I think he's talking about some of the props you're using there. Can you tell us a little bit about the background and scenery bits?
Yes, most of the pieces that he thinks that are Empire Toy Works, they are Empire Toy Works. I started out buying, his pieces, his small pieces, when I first started, because I didn't have anything to really have a backdrop or diorama or anything, and so I used those. And he would not put everything out like once a month, so sometimes it was like you might go 2 months before you might see something that you wanted that could work for you. And so I'll still buy stuff from him if I see if there's something that'll fit my world. But
yeah, he
makes all that stuff by hand and puts them up for sale, or
yeah.
I've seen
that's
him.
why it
He'll
takes
just
a while.
I don't think he has much of a schedule. He'll just announce on his Instagram, like, I've got 10 of these available, and the next 10 people get them, and then they're sold out. And maybe it might be a couple days or weeks or whatever until he puts stuff out again. So you kind of have to, if you see something you like, you kind of have to go for it, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's for me. It's like I like, he builds those big diorama houses or buildings or whatever, and for me, I like the smaller stuff. Just because it's a little bit easier to display. For me, and I think you can. You can set a scene with some of that stuff. That's pretty much your bones for your scenes. Pretty much.
They really do add to the overall, aesthetic. You know what I mean? They really do add a lot of that really cool detail that, you're not only just checking out the figures, you're looking at all these intricate details throughout.
Yeah.
So they definitely spice it up.
And I do like there's guys in the group that they make this stuff as well, and whenever I get a chance to get a piece from them or something, I will, because I like to kind of spread it around where I'm contributing to the community.
Yeah, and it's got to look cool too if you made something and then you see it on someone else's Instagram later on, or you send it. Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah,
Well, some of those pieces can be like a good soup starter. You get 1 or 2 pieces to get you started, and that inspires you to maybe make some of your own.
That's right. That's right. And there's a lot of people that have done that, and not only in the group, but in the community that there's it seems like there's somebody that makes a little bit of everything. There's somebody who's got something going on that will fit in our worlds.
Excellent. And then here you got. I remember on your Instagram, I think you had one. You called these guys the Scrapper. Was it?
Junker maybe.
Junkers, right? So this is
Yeah.
like a faction. No, it's like a kind of old faction you made up because
Yeah,
they're
I
working
mean,
on
it's yeah, pretty much. I grabbed a few acid rain figures that I guess had the human head, and I would maybe put some armor on them or something, and those are kind of like the guys around Yamato 6 that will repair busted droids, and will build some kind of robotics and stuff, and kind of a scrapper junker type.
Yeah. I like it. I think the next picture is not one you sent me. Let me just check. But one I picked off of your Instagram because you didn't send it to me, but this one blew me away, and I had to ask you about it. So you posted this one. It was it's looks like a droid playing a guitar, and it says music really does soothe the savage beast. So I had to know what was going on here. So he's playing Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and this guy who looked like he came to wreck stuff in the middle is just paying attention to him. Who is that guy? Because he looks awesome.
That is actually one of the newest Acid Rain figures. There's their subline Annex 2179. I think it is. It's kind of their offshoot line to kind of do wacky, crazy, sort of non-military stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
And
he's totally fits. And who's our dude shredding on guitar here?
That is another of the Annex 2179 line. That is Void is his name. And I put a head on him that was off of another Acid Rain figure, off of one of the Camel Bots. So that's not his original head, but I like that head on him. I like that head to go on that guy. And so I think it fits. And the guitar is one of the Reaction Super 7. I think maybe it was from Rancid or something like that.
Sure.
But I grabbed that, and I would love to do a lot of music incorporating with my pictures and stuff, but I don't do it that often. But
well, this one stood out to me because I just love it. I love everything about this picture. It's just great.
Thank you.
Well, all the little scenery bits that you've got in there are just very nice. Really brings it, kind of makes it more lived in.
Thank you.
So now we're getting on to Betaraybob. So Betaraybob, from what I understand, you were stationed on the Scuttlebutt. Is that true? You were the defender of the last of your kind.
Yeah.
You went toe to toe with the mighty Thor. You were found worthy of wielding Mjolnir, and you have now become an amazing toy photographer, YouTuber, most excellent toy friend, and the world's leading expert on Eagle Force. Is this true?
90% of it, yeah.
Give or
take. Yes. Just knowing that you're worthy of wielding the Mjolnir is just is enough for me.
Oh, okay.
Did I get that right? Though
it
was the Scuttlebutt, right? Was the ship you were on?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And we're here to talk about Eagle Force. So, guys, I just went and took a little bit of a tour down memory lane here. This is from the Eagle Force website. There's a link in the description to their website if you want to know more about the products. But we're not all Beta-Ray-Bobs here. We don't know what this Eagle Force thing's all about. So, originally debuting almost 40 years ago, Eagle Force was a 3-inch die-cast action figure military-themed toy line created and designed by Bill Barron and Paul Kirchner. Even though only the initial assortment made it to toy shelves, it was enough to introduce us to Captain Eagle and his team of top military specialists with codenames such as Sergeant Brown, Big Bro, Harley, Turk, and the Cat. They battled the evil forces of Riot. What does that say? Roving International Organization of Tyranny. Led by, I can't read that. How do you get that off the slide thing?
Looks like Baron von Chill and General Mamba.
Oh, yeah. Evil General Mamba, assisted by Baron von Chill. Nemesis, the Saboteur, Savitar, and Ninja something. With the Riot Shock Troopers. Yes.
Mhm.
So, very cool. That Eagle Mountain Fortress is so badass, and their aesthetic, they look so cool. It would be so nice to make a modern day version of that. You know, just like, hey, we've got this team named Eagle Force. Well, conveniently, I found this eagle-shaped mountain we can make a secret base in. Let's go do that. Here's some examples of the original figures. So, like Brian, you were saying, you kind of remember having them. 3 inches. I think they bent. Their arms were articulated and their legs, but that's at 5 POA.
Yeah,
right?
shoulder and hips, 5 POA, and the heads were the only parts that were like any sort of like, well, the weapons too, but like the heads were kind of like a rubbery material, whereas the bodies were like die-cast metal.
Yeah. So, this was just one of those series or like a toy line that was kind of cut short and never got like its full chance to shine, which is a shame. But there's General Mamba, Shock Trooper, Nemesis, Beta Man, Baron von Chill, and Savitar. Yeah. So really cool designs, great characters, and I mean just something that was definitely ripe for to get the love it needed. You know what I mean? Because it never really was fully realized. So in 2017, Fresh Monkey Fiction and Zika Toys brought back Eagle Force for a new generation. They had a successful Eagle Force Returns Kickstarter campaign that had 4 waves encompassing 30 action figures. So there was a lot to offer there. They came out with a lot. Now these were modernized and brought to modern standards. And I think Jim, you mentioned that some of these characters were even written in as being the son or daughter of the original Eagle Force team.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the one that's on screen there, I believe he's the son of I want to say Stryker.
Yeah.
One of the original members.
And then the Eagle Force mythos has now expanded to over 100 characters across many subteams, including Monster Force, Eagle Force Mega, Eagle Force 41, Ninja Force, and more to come. Wow. That's a lot, man. So if you got in at the beginning of this and you're up to 100 figures, I mean, this rivals some of the entire line of some of our favorite classics from back in the day. So, and there's no stopping. They keep coming out with more. And then it also had here on their page that you could learn more about Eagle Force Universe by visiting the Eagle Force Declassified Wiki site, sponsored by 118th Archive, which I love 118th Archive.
Oh yeah.
I was really happy to hear that you could do that. So yeah, check the link below if you want to read up on that and learn more about the products. But we're here to talk about this. Oh, Bob, this box showed up like a week or two ago?
Not this Friday, but the Friday before. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap! Look at this. What are we looking at? Weekend
surprise. Yeah.
What is this? All one wave, or is this several?
It's one wave plus some more from another wave, and then there's also some reissue figures that were coming out at the same time. So it was a big load, and the wave that this was primarily from was like a bigger wave than what they usually do. So it was a load of figures, and it was fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is this all of them here? This group shot? I just want to pull this
That's
up.
yeah, that's at least one of every. Yeah, that's got the reissues and
Okay.
some of the alternate heads.
Yeah. So, guys, if you go check out Bob's Instagram page and his YouTube channel, he's got a lot of the unboxing here. He's got some really great action shots with these
Thank you.
characters. And for the most part, we're going to go through and talk about some of these because some of these designs blow me away, as well as, your photography. Now, I did see this on your Instagram, and it intrigued me. So I want to ask you a little more about what we're looking at here.
So this is the new Eagle Force Returns happens over like various eras. So there'll be like some characters from like the Cold War era or the Classic era, which is like when the Gold Suit team was active.
Okay.
Then, like Cyber era is when like the Eagle Force Mega team was active, and then Modern is now. And Cold War was back when the Adventure Force team was active. Although now looks like they're getting renamed to like the Agents of the Impossible. So you got that kind of like 70s retro. You got the Claw Henchmen and stuff, and then also there you got some of the trading cards and the intel books from the Drawn Word.
Sure. Where'd you get those? Now, was that released as part of the Kickstarter?
No, this came out later. Like the cards are like their own Kickstarter that Chris Irving at the Drawn Word site, I think it's just drawnword.com, has been releasing. And then he also did these intel books, which they're not available anymore, but he's going to put a collection of like all 7 issues together. So that'll be available pretty soon.
Nice.
Wonderful.
And it's kind of like the books are kind of like the old Marvel Universe or Who's Who.
Yeah.
From DC. So it's got like write-ups on the characters, including some that haven't been released as a figure yet. So if you want a little preview of what may or may not be coming. So
sure.
Nice. So if you want to delve into the lore, that's a great way to do it.
Yes.
I gotta say, I think Wild Bill's probably one of my favorites. I don't know why. I just like him.
Well, there's an important factor here in this photo, and I want to ask Bob about that. Was that, and I read this on your Instagram post, but there's something unique about the packaging for Eagle Force.
Yeah, it comes in collector-friendly packaging, so you can like slide the plastic off that holds the bubble and the figure and everything, and then have the card back all nice and smooth and uncut. You can put the figure back in if you want to. I have yet to actually do that. I just mostly save the card backs.
Well, that's a really nice touch, though, because the cost on these figures is about $26 or $27, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you save a little bit by buying the entire wave, or is it pretty much the same?
You save some.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember what the wave
probably about
just
25
came out.
or something.
I think it was about 25, 24 each.
Well, I gotta say, I mean,
and then
it
makes a
seems
good
like
point here.
initially, like someone might say, like, "Oh, that's expensive for a 4-inch action figure," but you'll see later on. Not only do you get this awesome collector-friendly packaging, you also they come with a lot of accessories. So you're not just getting just a figure; you're getting plenty. And Jim brought up Ed. All the upcoming figures will have comics on the box too. That's really cool.
Starting in the next wave.
Yeah, Ed works with Fresh Monkey Fiction, so he's got
you do
the inside scoop. Yeah.
Oh, Ed, why aren't you in here too? That'd be great. Yeah, that gold suit, man. So great.
Wild Bill is the first of the gold suits to get released, but there's plenty more of the team coming.
And I love the artwork too.
I find it interesting that Wild Bill came out in Eagle Force before there was a Wild Bill in another military line.
Is that right?
What? There was another military line?
Allegedly.
Some people. It's rumored to exist.
Mm.
So you got General Brown. He's the Star Command leader. And then I like Wild Bill, just Cowboy Commando.
Yeah.
He's just shooting shit up. He's great. Right? Isn't that great?
Now the Wild Bill figure did have a sealed on bubble because it was part of the since he was
Dime
released
Novel
with
Legends.
as part of that they do sealed bubbles. So
Okay. Hey, it's still cool. I mean, I
oh
just
yeah.
think that's just such a nice touch, and they didn't have to do that. They like kind of did the extra, so you can
Mhm.
tell these are made with like the adult collector in mind, and
Yeah.
they've really kind of really dialed in on those details. So you know that these
Yeah.
guys are guys like us. They love what they're doing. So I
And the
appreciate
card
it.
art, it's a throwback to the original designs as far as the colors, but
Mhm.
really great artwork. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So who are we looking at here? Because these guys all look just
So here we've got Bruce Maddox. He's part of the adventure team, and and then you got Gear Shift, who's part of the modern Eagle Force team, or
okay.
like in my head canon, they're like the kind of like Eagle Force, like auxiliary team, like when Eagle Force needs some backup, because in my mind, the gold suits are the Eagle Force team. So that's just always
Right.
going to be how it is, because that's just what I remember originally. But these new guys are still good, and they're still great figures, so they still have their place. And then the last guy is one of the Grim Reaper troopers. He's one of the reissue figures that came out, but they've updated him with like better paint apps, and now he's got the new thigh swivels
Oh,
and everything.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. And you
So
gotta
the
love
Grim
that
Reapers
cross
are
cell, too.
they're like a separate faction. They're part of Eagle
Yeah.
Force. Okay.
Yeah, they're like a mercenary team. So sometimes they
okay.
work with Eagle Force, sometimes they don't. They're kind of like a bit of good, bit of bad, a little mix of both.
Sure.
So
And what about you, Brian? Were you all in on these, or did you mostly stick with the later guys, the space adventurers types?
I have not got any of these three guys yet, but they're on my list, to get. Especially
Yeah.
the Grim Reaper.
mhm.
There is a
MCR, I
little
thought the same
yeah.
thing. I was going to bring it up. I was
Mhm.
going to say he does have that Fred Mercury. Yeah. So those are great.
That's a great shot right there.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love this shot because you reenacted this shot from the book. What can you tell me about this Liberty Legion?
So the Liberty Legion are like the first superheroes that they've introduced into the line. So they're all like modernized versions of public domain superheroes. But you can go back and look up like American Crusader and Black Terror and Lash Lightning. But now the government has started in the lore. The government has like started this new program to try to recreate those old like World War II or 1940s style heroes and bring them in. And then these are the guys that they've done so far.
Yeah, that's a kick-ass team. So here's Black Terror, the masked vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Dude, that's a pretty badass design. I love the black and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it really works well.
And the domino mask, that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very 1930s Pulp Fiction.
Right.
And he's just looks badass. I mean, and that's actually okay. So on the art, it looks like that's a T-shirt, but then the figure that looks like it's body armor.
So you can take the body armor off, and then underneath is the T-shirt with the logo on it as well. He also has like a shoulder strap harness for like a smaller pistol, but I kind of like him better with the body armor.
Yeah, I like Lash Lightning too.
Mhm.
Electrical powerhouse. So yeah, he's not wearing a full like superhero suit too. He's got like the like kind of the army standard issue pants and boots, but then he's got like the insulated super suit or whatever that is. So
yeah.
And
he also comes with a translucent head that you can put on there, and then as well, he's also got like the harness with the bubble helmet if you wanted to do that. So
and
So
those
he can be powered on or powered off or going into space. Cool.
Yeah.
Like that you have options.
Mhm.
Those
Oh, and
blast
there's-
effects are pretty cool too.
yeah, yeah. Those just like are little like kind of soft, soft plastic things that just wrap on his arms.
Excellent.
And he's got
And
the
American Crusader looks like kind of like it says patriotic super soldier, but he just he looks dangerous, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his personality's like, but
I told Bob that he could put Hellboy with this group.
yeah.
yeah, he'd fit right in.
It'd also be a good group to hang out with any of you guys that got the Bullet Man figure.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Fit right in there.
I think I've seen some action shots featuring Bullet Man on Betaraybob Instagram. So, guys,
Cool.
this is just a little taste for you guys. You want the real action? You got to go to Betarayob's Instagram and check it out there.
Link is in the description below.
That's
Thank
right.
you guys.
Jet Powers, a temporal enforcement officer. So he's is he another like public domain character, or what do you know about him?
That I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But he is agent for the crap, now the name has escaped me. It's the Temporal Enforcement Agency of the Multiverse, or team.
Okay.
So he's one of their agents, and then included with this figure is also the harness and the bubble helmet. But there's also like 3 different troop builder heads. Oh, and Ed just confirmed,
Yeah.
Jet Powers
Okay.
is public domain.
Yeah, I love that space, that, like I said, like retro future space aesthetic. It's so cool. It
me
really,
too.
like, yeah,
I
absolutely.
definitely
love
like
it.
the stripes on the pants. It's very
Yeah. And
very
just his
stylish.
temporal enforcement officer, it just makes me. I want to know more about this guy. Like, like what's a day in the life of Jet Powers? I definitely am intrigued.
Probably, I would say skipping around different realities,
Yeah,
busting up evil.
setting things right,
Mhm.
And I think we already saw him, so I may have a slide out of order here. So, yeah, we know General Brown. He's their leader.
Space Force guy. Ooh.
John Strong, which is, I have heard of him. He's kind of like a
Adventurer.
Yeah,
Super adventurer.
galactic adventurer, kind of a space man from the future. Came back trying to prevent a disaster, but that didn't work out so well. But he's another public domain character that they've modernized and brought in there.
Now,
I
does he have
just
a
love
cape?
Yes, he's got a soft goods
cool.
cape.
really
Yeah.
nice
that's
cape.
Excellent.
And yeah, he wields that sword plus like a revolver, but he's like also a space adventurer. Just brilliant. I just love it. You know what I mean? Like, check this guy out. He's a space traveler, but he carries a sword and a revolver.
Because
is that
why
like
wouldn't you?
or is that like a
Exactly.
futuristic gun? What is that?
It's actually a little ray pistol. But,
Oh, like a ray pistol. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
or blaster, if you want to use that term.
but love it. Love this guy.
Pew pew.
Yeah, his boots look fantastic too. They did that. Oh, here's my favorite
Nice.
of the entire thing.
Blockhead.
Blockhead. When I saw this is, I gotta get this guy, and he comes
You gotta
with the
get him.
dog too. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Had me at the dog.
And he's also got gloved and ungloved hands if you want to, switch it up. And
Yeah, Blockhead's just brilliant. You have him, and yeah, he'd be leading every mission for me, man. This guy's the best. And Gear Shift we saw already, so yeah, looks awesome. Nemesis, Riot Saboteur. This guy looks cool, man.
oh yeah, and his vest has got little ports on it, so you can like swap out what equipment's on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's got like some little bombs and ammo pouches, a little cell phone, a little pistol holster, and all sorts of goodies. Now, the only thing about Nemesis 2 here is that you could only get him if you got the whole wave assortment box.
Oh, okay.
He's on a single release, but
Nice.
you get a discount on the figures if you get the whole wave. So
Yeah, I mean, you might as well
yeah.
get the whole wave because,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, and here's Bruce Maddox. He comes with, is that like a cowboy hat he comes with?
He does come with a cowboy hat.
Nice.
I believe that is an Ed edition there from how he was displaying him at Joe Fest.
Yes. And then the Claw Henchmen.
Oh, yeah, these guys.
You bought a bunch of these guys, right? So this is
I
what
got
filled
4.
that box. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta have henchmen. Those are awesome.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I can see these guys getting into like all sorts of like Venture Brothers style mischief and
Sure. yeah. These are definitely, like I said, evil minions. Perfect. You know?
Nice of them to wear the bright yellow so they're easy targets too.
exactly. You know,
And I just love General Brown because I just keep putting him in here.
yeah.
He's a cool figure.
So Prince, I'm gonna say that wrong. Why don't you say it?
Sarzak.
Sarzak?
Yeah.
Sarzak?
Or at least that's how I've been saying it. Like the X is pronounced like a Z.
He's the Prince of the Empyrean Nebula. Yeah, very, very AIM-like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is he the arch enemy there of?
Yeah, he's the one that in the write ups on the back of the cards, he's the one that John Strong is fighting against.
Okay. So you're space alien dictator kind of guy.
Right. Well, he's like the son of the evil emperor. In my own like personal headcanon, it's like once John Strong and his buddies overthrow the emperor, Prince Sarzak goes into like exile and puts together his own little team of mercenaries and starts hunting them down. And there's this whole like crazy revenge, story going on.
Man, I'm seeing some really cool vibes here. I'm thinking, how can I make a 1940s sci-fi spaceship for these guys? I got to team something together.
Yeah.
Got to have some sparks coming out the back too.
Yeah, I pulled this picture up because this is one of the ones where you had a nice layout of all the accessories, so you could see, and this is pretty typical of most of the figures, right? With alternate hands, and other accessories. So I just wanted to show people that.
Yeah, some figures come. Yeah, some figures come with more heads than others, but most at least have one alternate, if not 2 or 3 alternate heads.
Right. Any Ming-like coincidental likenesses? It's purely coincidental.
Ming. Who's Ming? Now I've been to Ming Chan's Chinese buffet, and it's really good.
Good fortune cookies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he comes with a cape as well.
Yeah, that's a great cloth goods cape.
Yeah.
Just looks great, man.
So you can have him wearing his dashing cape, or he can have his space bubble head on, or he's got an alternate head there that's got some sort of a pilot's gear, looks like.
Guys, how are the pop and swap on these figures? Is that real easy to do? Do you have to heat them up?
It's pretty easy. Popping them off is a lot easier. I usually like warm the head up just a little bit before popping it on, like 20, 30 seconds under the hair dryer, and it's right on.
Great. Yeah, it looks like they've really done this is like the pinnacle of this type of construction, this modern construction. I don't think anyone's doing it as well as they are.
MCR's got the formula. I just need to get me one of those big old 3-liter Pepsis and put a Space Needle kind of thing on the front, couple fins. We're going
there you
down.
go.
Well, I remember the old Flash Gordon rocket ship was like this inflatable rocket ship with a cockpit you could put in it.
I remember. It was goofy. But
I
it was
mean,
cool.
if ever. So this is the Commander Eagle, leader of the Singularity.
Yes.
He is just freaking evil. What's going on with this guy?
So the Singularity is kind of like your mirror universe, alternate reality group. So Commander Eagle here is like the evil Captain Eagle, and he's even got like the little evil mustache. I don't know if you can see it in this picture or not. But,
Right. Because the Mirror Universe guy's always got to have the evil mustache or the Fu Manchu.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's got
That's
this.
how you know.
Mm-hmm. And what was really interesting about this character was, or this figure was, Brush Monkey Fiction slid in kind of a hidden secret double character in it because one of the extra heads that he comes with is Director Einstein, which is like the Singularities version of like evil Einstein.
Oh,
so it comes in this figure as well. So, when you
Bonus.
order
So
it,
you're getting like
order
3
two.
different characters you could use.
Well, and you're getting the like robot head trooper body with this character, with this figure.
Cool.
So, I ended
so,
up getting like 6 of him.
The one that I picked up at Joe Fest, the Dread Trooper, came with so many alternate heads and hands, and and
Weapons, and
he made that with these guys, right? He made that with Fresh Monkey Fiction, And Chris is just a awesome guy. I've met him at Joe Fest several years in a row, and then he's making this figure now, and it's just like, of course I'm buying it.
Yeah.
And that VHS gimmick he used to put the figure in, I noticed at I think it was at Target or Walmart. I saw Funko's now doing like a VHS Funko in like a mini VHS case, and I was like, aha! I knew someone had that idea first. So, Jet Powers.
There's some that.
Did you buy multiples of him, or are these?
I did, so I could. I did buy multiples of them, but like all these heads come in the same figure.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So you get like the head that comes on the figure plus 3 other options for like if you want to do like troop building and whatnot.
Hell yeah, man! They definitely. I mean, like I said,
they know what they're doing.
Yeah. They got the finger on the pulse there.
And then, wasn't sure what was going on here, so I thought I'd ask you.
Oh, so this was just to show like you got the robot trooper head that comes with that body. You got the evil Einstein there. You got Commander Eagle, and it also shows that Commander Eagle and General Brown are the first figures that have like an actual magnet in the foot instead of 2 peg holes.
Oh, very cool. Okay,
Which
I see that.
It's very handy for a space guy that's going to be needing a place to
these guys really know how to make these figures, man. They really,
totally.
Anything you could think of. They're like the opposite of the big toy companies where you look at a toy and go, no one there could have thought of this. They thought of everything, so it's like the exact opposite. You're looking at this and you're blown away with everything they did right. And then, so that Brian, you and Betaraybob collaborated on some of these pictures, right? So what is that? You do that on Instagram because it says both of you. How does that work?
Well, basically, if you if you have a photo or of either one or multiples, when you go to before you, I guess, submit it or something, there's a tag collaborator. Thing on there, and you hit that button, it'll pull up your list of friends or followers or whatever, and you can choose. I think you can choose more than one. I'm not sure how many.
Very cool.
But you can choose whoever, and as long as they accept on the other end of it at some point, you will have multiple collaborators on the same post.
Yeah,
so one of you's got the chocolate, and the other one's got the peanut butter, and you put it together.
Excellent,
right.
Excellent. Well, great job on these.
Yeah.
Here's a couple action shots that I saw that I liked. I didn't want to put all of them. I said I pulled a bunch, and then I went, you know what? People got to go to Betaraybob Instagram and see these for themselves. We're not going to just give them everything here. Come on.
I like the fact you can see that they're posable enough to actually hold their weapons the way that they kind of would. And are those stands included?
Yes, the stands do come with them.
Very nice. Yeah. There's some of them have 2 peg holes. Is that to fit 2 different types of stands, or
All the feet, except for the ones with magnets, have 2 different size peg holes, so you can use them with like different stands if you don't want to use the stands they come with.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, it's really smart, man. Like it's,
Hmm.
I'm kind of like, why are these guys? Why don't I have all of these guys? That's all I'm thinking. Like,
Exactly.
what am I wasting my money on? So you got that Humvee in the back. That looks like, was that Click and Play or one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those
It's the
companies?
click
Yep.
and play Humvee.
Blockhead just chilling on the hood.
Mhm.
And a couple other guys there. I liked it, so I pulled this one up. They fit well in those vehicles. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Now, do
The-
these fit decently? Do you have any classic Real American Hero vehicles? Are they a little too big for them, or
I haven't tried them with any of
okay?
the classic Real American Heroes. I did
Yeah,
try
I've got
some of
that
them
Dread
with the.
Trooper. I should see what he fits in and what he doesn't, because they're the same size, right?
Yeah. Now I did try them with that new Sculpt era Rhino vehicle that has the helicopter that pops up and all that.
Yep.
And in the driver's seats in the front of that, they're a little tight, but I think that's just because how the way the seats are made in that vehicle.
Okay.
Um,
And so yeah, that's it for that, guys. Bob, was there anything I missed?
no, I think you got it.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was gonna say, Ed, I've got like 3 dogs. So,
And
I wouldn't recommend eating them, but
they're all
my
edible to a
dog-
point. Yes.
I was gonna say my
No.
dogs would love to use them as chew toys, but I'm not gonna let that happen.
That's great, man. Well, what's your favorite characters there of the waves? Because you got a lot, and I know
probably
it's hard to pick one.
it is hard to pick one, but I would have to say probably the hidden hits me with the most nostalgia. Just because my love of the Micronauts growing up and
Yeah, they do. Look
whatnot. They
fantastic.
definitely
I've
have
seen
that
those before.
that vibe, which I put together like there's some shots on the Instagram page of like Bullet Man, custom hidden guy, and John Strong in a team. Like so
Mhm.
in my head canon, they're like running around space together. So
Yeah, nice. And Brian, over on Yamato 6, how many of these new visitors have appeared since this wave came out?
Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't have a single one of them last year at this time, and I saw Bob, showcasing all of his and everything, and I'm like, I've got to at least get one, and so I got one, and I think I've got like 20 something now. I think
Yeah.
not as many as
Yeah.
Bob, but it's like I did get quite a few of this the newest wave.
yeah, the
Now,
new waves.
how
got some-
many-
no,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
ask how many comes in a wave generally, like 5 or 6, or
Usually it's 6. This last wave though was like 10.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think it
So-
varies. I think, because
Yeah.
I think and is Big Bad the only place to pick them up, or
Yeah,
so far
right
they're
now.
exclusive?
Yeah, they're in a. I don't know all the details about it, but they're in like a partnership with Big Bad. So like when they go to release a new wave, it'll go up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and if they hit all the minimums for factory production, then the waves go. So
Well, and they do
Yeah.
they do have them on Fresh Monkey Fiction site,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
I don't know if the latest wave is on that site yet.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, I will tell you, I was
I'd have to
thinking
check and
about
see.
making a couple of toy purchases that I've been holding off on. So when I returned from vacation, I had them in the cart. Then I was looking at all the stuff you sent, and I went, "Oh, maybe I don't want this stuff, and I want to put that money into some Eagle Force stuff." So, like I said, I only
I would
have a
recommend
couple
the
of
Eagle
figures,
Force. Yeah.
but I'm really leaning towards getting into these. I mean, you already did it to me with the Common Rider stuff. I bought a whole case of them. I'm probably going to be buying a whole bunch more. So
Yes, I
you know,
am the enabler in chief.
yes, I was going to say you do have a mutability for enabling me to buying more stuff. And I think Brian posted earlier all of his stuff laying there. He's like, I don't see any problem here. And I was
No,
like,
no, it looks good to me.
Right? It looks good to me. Yeah, move along.
now of the Of the unreleased Eagle Force stuff coming, what are you most excited about? Is it Monster Force or is it something else coming down the line?
Monster Force looks good. Because Monster Force has some of those Crimson Moon, I believe is what they call them, figures that look
The werewolves.
pretty cool. Yeah, the werewolves.
I saw that on Big
And
Bad,
it's also got the Forgotten King, which is also part of their like 6-inch Monster Force line.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully,
they're doing a 4-inch. What's it? Declan Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll put some like shrunk down some of those special effects that the 6-inch Forgotten King has. That would be pretty cool.
It's really interesting what they're doing. I'm a 1/12 collector by majority, whereas Will is the 1/18 collector. So I'm all in on Monster Force, the 6-inch guys. But seeing that they're echoing those in the 1/18 scale is pretty cool. So it's like they're catering to two different groups, and that's awesome.
And they've also got another 6-inch line coming out called Voyagers. That's got a version of Wild Bill and like a spacesuit and the hidden in the 6-inch scale, and another little robot guy whose name is escaping me at the moment, but
Gorgills looks
fantastic.
Yes. I have seen that. Yes, that looks so good.
Chris, who put out the Dread Trooper on his Grindhouse Toys page, also released some of the Paint Masters that he did for the Gorgills, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, it
like
really
so
does.
much better than the picture that they've got on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah, he's such a good artist, man. He is so talented. So yeah, anything he's working on, I'm sure is going to come out great. Well, I mean, guys, I'm sorry. There was one more rumor that I heard was that Eagle Force is now going 6-inch. Are they going to do 6-inch and continue 4-inch, or are they switching over? Is that something that is true?
I believe, and Ed can correct me if I'm wrong here, that the main Eagle Force line is staying 4-inch.
They are, but they're just going to add, which is cool. Yeah,
6-inch lines like Monster Force and Voyagers and stuff like that. That are some of the characters will overlap, but they're
great. Okay, good. Because I'm now finally getting into the line, and then as soon as I get into it, they're going to be like, "Well, we're just continuing 4-inch, and we're going 6-inch now," and I'm really. And what's the secondary market like? Because I know there's a lot of characters that came out. They are sold out. They're not going to be produced again. I haven't looked on it. It's really expensive to track down.
Some of the older figures, like from the Kickstarter, can get kind of crazy in price. When I've looked, I was lucky enough they had a warehouse sale a while back, and I was able to pick up a few of the characters that I'd missed for like a reasonable price. But
and Bob, you'd mentioned some of them have been re-released as well.
Yeah. Ultima Thule, who was like one of the early figures and the leader of like the modern riot, has been re-released, and he's got some like, new paint apps along with some and the new thigh swivel.
Oh, cool.
And he's got some nice like red metallic paint on his helmet that just really pops.
Bob,
so if you missed a few, you might have a chance for them to come back around. That's
yeah, maybe. It said there was over 100 figures. How many do you have?
I haven't counted up lately, but it's not 100 unique characters.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that 100 was characters in the world, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it might be, because there's a lot of characters. Like I've got one of the trading cards here. Like this guy, he hasn't been released as a figure yet, but needs to be.
He looks awesome. Oh, yeah. I still want him.
Yes, he needs a release here pretty soon. And then there was another one that they showed at Joe Fest that had like the clear green arms, a clear green head, the black body. He looked really awesome.
Yeah. That's great.
Now, I gotta ask, where the ladies at? Because I know there was at least one female in the original Eagle Force. I haven't seen any females in this line yet. Do we have any idea if they're coming?
Supposedly they're coming. Ed or Bill or could probably answer that better than I could. I don't know when the release date on that is, but yes, it's supposed. Last I heard, it was still in the works. So
Cool.
Well,
Well, I imagine
I
it's a
mean-
whole different buck that they have to create.
you're right,
So,
whole
yeah,
new tooling and everything. And right
Well,
now
I
they're
gotta
trying
say,
to.
man. Yeah.
Hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say right now they're trying to get caught up on some of the waves that were on like pre-order at Big Bad and get those shipped
Right.
out to folks before.
Well,
Uh,
Ed, once again,
oh,
with the info,
there we go.
there'll be a pre-door event for ladies, hopefully 2024. Thank you so much. Ed,
Nice.
for,
Yes,
for the
thank you,
info.
Ed.
I really appreciate it. Gotta say, man, Eagle Force is just badass. I mean,
mhm.
you know, if they had vehicles and play sets, I mean, that would probably be like, you know, just take my money. I'd be selling blood for these things.
Well, that's why I've been eyeing these, like the CHAP May vehicles that you were showing earlier,
Yeah.
and asking, will 4-inch figures fit in there? Yeah.
I think
Yes,
so. I'll, you know what? I'll do some Scott research and put some
All
different
right.
size figures in there and send you some videos and
Cool.
you know, and let you know, because yeah, that could really inform you as to whether or not, you know, you could fit those. I use the 3 3/4 inch and 4-inch kind of interchangeably.
Oh yeah.
You know, in my head canon, they're just taller humans and shorter
Mhm.
humans. You know, or if they're not standing directly next to each other, they're fine. You know, they work for me. So it's all, you know, I know 1/18 scales somewhere in between. True 1/18 scales, like somewhere in that ballpark. But with vehicles, it also changes too. Where I
Yeah,
think
you-
some people have said some of the vehicles are more like 1/16 scale. You know,
Mhm.
it makes it easier to put figures in and take them out and things like that. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys.
Cool.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
Ed.
on and enabling me and forcing me to buy this this toy line and
Oh, good.
sharing
Now I
your.
don't have to like drive down to you and like twist your arm to do it.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, I've been getting threats from this guy. You know, he's like, better buy some. But yeah, I mean, guys, this is great, and it's one of those lines that I've always kind of looked at, been curious, you know, about, and wanted to, you know, to purchase, but something always held me back. But now I think
Just
I'm
buy
ready.
one. Just buy one. And
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
As a matter of fact, I'll even send you one for free because you know the
Oh,
first
there you
one is
go.
always free.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way they get. Hey, kid.
It's like those Lay's potato
like
chips. You
toys?
can't just have
Mhm.
one.
Yeah,
But thanks to both of you fellas for bringing us some cool ideas for
Oh,
not only
thank you.
you know doing some customizing and display, but you know seeing where this line is and where it's going. And
Well,
I
thank you
like
for
it.
having us on.
yeah, thank you very much.
yeah. Thank you, man. You guys, toy photography is absolutely beautiful. Both of you guys have YouTube
Oh, no.
channels. I'd appreciate it if everyone goes and checks them out. Likes everything they do, because these two guys are most excellent toy friends, and you would be a most excellent toy friend if you went ahead and did that. Guys, was there anything else you wanted to talk about, or are there any questions from chat before we wrap this up?
Oh, GOJITRON here just made a good comment. Yeah, that Bullet Man plane that he did looks really
He said
great.
it's a little bit of a tight fit, and that
Yeah.
Bullet Man, hey, is hold on, I could link it real quick. That video is fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll drop a link in the chat right now for that, because yeah, it looks awesome. Here's the video right here.
Oh yeah, that bullet plane is groovy. He did a great job,
Mhm.
and it's not a hard custom to do. He gives some really good tutorial on it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, I think I just dropped it in the chat, guys.
You did.
If not,
Oh, there it
yep,
is.
you could just go look it
You
up.
dropped it like it's hot.
I did. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, if not, we're going to wrap it up, guys. It's been about 2 hours, a much longer show than usual, so I appreciate everyone sticking in here and sitting through my pouring vacation photos.
Oh no, they were great. I
Had a
wish we
great
had a job
time.
lots down here where I'm at.
Yeah. looking forward to next week. Lots of cool stuff on the horizon. If you out there anywhere have a cool 1/18 scale toy line you think should get some attention that we should talk about, or if you want to just talk about it, send me a message. I'd like to have you on. If you have any cool things you see out there in the wild, send me a message. I'd like to feature it on the show. And look forward to, we will be having that
Thank you.
mech contest, that mech customizing contest coming up soon. So stick around. We'll have that. Largo, what do you got going on other than this?
Looking for world peace and a comfy chair. No, I just put out a video today for AT-76. I've got Unheimlich is coming this week, and maybe a few other curveballs. So, and who we got coming up tomorrow?
We got hella
the
dope
Infinite Playlist.
toys over on the Infinite Playlist. So yeah,
We
join
love
us
those
as,
guys.
the return of hella dope toys on the Infinite Playlist.
That's going to be
That's
fun.
tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Right? Eastern.
Mhm.
For everyone else, do the math.
Whatever
I don't
time
know.
zone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where you live. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Bob. Thank you,
Oh,
Brian.
thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
having
this
us
was
on.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see you
Guys.
guys and get to know your
good to catch
channels.
up.
There are YouTube channels for both these gentlemen. Links in the
Mhm.
description, along with their Instagrams. Check them out.
Yeah, and we got to make
thank
sure it's not quite as long between shows, Bob, before you
Yeah.
come back. And Brian, you're
All
welcome anytime as well. So
Thank you.
thanks. And everyone out there, thank you for watching. You
thank
have a
you.
great day, everyone.
Mhm.
Bye.
Yep. Catch you guys later.